So, let me get into your account real quick. Why don't you open up your nav bar on the left, go to support, and
Okay.
then click join virtual demo in there.
Okay.
And I'm doing the same. I'm going to get to that screen. And when you get there, click me, and that'll put us together.
54.
All right. Okay. Oh my gosh, White, Richard. There we go. There it is. Okay. So let me get this out of the way and open this back up. And so things are going smooth over there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me what we're talking about tonight. You said something in your text about learning to do online.
Yes.
You want to start with some specific questions?
Yes. Both me and Rich are on the call. He has questions. So I'm going to pass the phone over to him first, and then I'll go ahead and jump into.
Well,
Uh,
she just did that right before I took a huge bite of food. So
that that
why
that's
don't you go ahead?
that's fine. You're fine.
Okay, so we're looking to do an online furniture auction. And so our initial thinking was, oh, let's just do it on Facebook, post the furniture that we're looking to do, and people can put their bidder number in the comments. The last person to bid, at 5 p.m. on Saturday is the winner of this. They have to be a registered bidder already, blah, 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 whatever. And then we started thinking about it some more, and we're like, well, maybe we can just do it on AuctionSoft. And then my questions about that is, what if somebody is not a registered bidder and they want to be a registered bidder? How does that work? And then how about taking payments if somebody wants to pay cash, if somebody wants to pay by credit card? We don't do Stripe. We have Square. Like, it just kind of started domino affecting my questions.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let me start with I think the big one is, there is a lot of chaos with trying to do what you're doing or talking about doing on Facebook. I have worked with several auctioneers who have come over to AuctionSoft that were doing that, and they told me it was a nightmare to
Yeah.
to keep
Yeah.
keep it all organized, and there's just no features built into Facebook to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And we have all those. So is the entire sale going to be online, or are you going to
Yes.
just sell? Okay. Is it going to be on your regular day? Or are you going to put this on some sort of sale that's outside your normal schedule?
We would want to run it from, let's say, Friday 5 p.m. till Saturday 5 p.m.
Friday to the very next day, Saturday?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a one day.
Yes.
Um, why so short?
That's just because it was going to be on Facebook.
Okay.
But if we're actually doing it online, then it can run for a week or whatever.
I mean, I would recommend at least 5 days. If you do some
Okay.
really heavy marketing from your Facebook and your other, if you're pumping this up at your regular crowd and letting people see flyers around, your normal sale that you're going to be doing this, you could get people there quickly. But I would give them 3 to 5 days.
Okay.
I don't think there's any reason not to because the system's going to manage everything for you.
Okay.
So all right, so you're looking at my screen.
Yes.
Let me do this. Let me first go out here to AuctionSoft's front end, and let's see if I can't find. All right, so here's a good example. These folks out of Texas are doing what you're doing. Now, it's not furniture, but you get the idea. They have created these lots. It's interesting that they started with lot 8, though. I didn't realize he had done that, but it's not a big deal. And it looks like he's only got 2 rows of stuff. So maybe this is something he's in the process of putting together. But you're used to putting up images now, okay? But when you
Right.
build a catalog, you get an extra tab, and there's some buttons that you turn on. Once you create the sale, that we'll go through and I'll show you how to turn on certain buttons to activate a catalog. And then, if this is a piece of furniture, then you set it. You could set a reserve if you want to. You could ship or not. If it's all pickup, that's fine. You just need to put plenty in your terms and conditions for the sale, and then you can start it at whatever you want. Now let's go into yours account. Let me do a couple things here I want to check. Let's go over to rates and settings under items. Yeah, so you have most of this. There's one more here I like to do at $20. I like to put a $2.50 option in here from $5 to $20. It will go from $7.50, $10, $12.50, $15. But so this, you can edit this if you want, but this is pretty much, I think, the way everybody ends up going. It's really comfortable for not only the auction but the people bidding, as far as your increments go. All right. So once we have this set, let's assume it's set. You'll go and create another auction, and then we will build a catalog. And when we do that, so we're trying to get to these tiles, as we'll call them, if that's okay. These tiles. So when you do that, let's say we're going to go into one of your practice auction. Let's do that. Let's go into the practice, and you're going to come down here to this button right here.
Okay.
And we're going to use this page to build your catalog. All right. Okay. So whatever, is it all the same consignor or different?
Different consignors. Okay.
Well, let's just assume that, we don't care what consignor it is. Lot 1. And let's say we're going to do I have some sample images, so I'm going to do it this way. This is a highboy, which is a piece of furniture. It is in very good condition. We don't care what it starts at, and there's no reserve. And you can put a nice long description here. But basically what you're seeing here that I'm doing is I'm basically pre-clerking the item by building a catalog. So all right, so there's that one. And as you enter things here, it'll build your, I don't know, you're doing 10, 15, 20 items or whatever it is. It'll build it over here. So it automatically numbers the second one. Let's do a Pennsylvania blanket chest. Blanket chest. And again, you don't even have to use this if you don't want to, but early paint. And we don't care where it starts, but we're going to put a reserve on this one of $200 just for sample. Poof. All right. So I quickly built 2 items in our catalog. Let's just do one more for giggles. This is going to be a Windsor chair. Windsor chair. All right. And again, I don't care where it starts. Good shape. Poof. All right. And then this one is the highboy. So now once you create your list of catalogs, then you go into edit one, and then you can add your pictures. So I've got demo pics here. The first one's a highboy. And then if you had the side, the back, the close-up on the serial number or damage or whatever it is, you can add additional pictures here. Okay. You could do a video if you want to walk around it and kind of talk through a video and show people the good, bad, and the ugly about, well, if, let's say it was a car or a tractor or whatever it is, and you wanted to show people at home that it's running and it sounds good, you can add a video. Okay? So let's do another one. Let's go back up here, and the Pennsylvania blanket chest, and that's here, and poof. And then the next one is going to be and you can see how quickly, Windsor chair, you can see how quickly you can build a catalog.
Yeah.
So now, if I go to close these, and I go to your catalog, we now have 3 items in our catalog. So you're familiar probably with this button. Once you create the sale for the date and time, and you call it whatever you want, once you're here, this catalog is here where you can come in and play with it. Okay? You can then set extra terms and conditions that are only for the people bidding online.
Okay.
And when they come, if I wanted to register for this sale, I would have to agree to the terms and conditions that you put in that box that I just showed you. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So we have these custom features for building a catalog. And then if you're doing all pickup, that's easy if nothing's shippable. But if,
Okay.
or maybe in these shipping terms, you want to put the date and time that you're going to be available for pickup on the large items.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now on the front end, let's go to the front end and let's find yours. You're in Florida?
Yes.
Florida and White Springs. I'm going to go to your past sales because now the practice auction, I can see your catalog.
Okay.
All right. So I've got these items here, but you'll see it's just in images. So when you're ready to launch the catalog, we're simply going to go to information. And I know I'm going pretty fast, but Linnette, I'm also recording this and I could send it to you if you want a refresher course.
Sure.
So you're used to setting this date and time, but now you're going to go down here and you're going to turn on the online. And what we want to do is we want to tell the system that we are open for bidding now. The close is sometime in the future. Let's say it's, today's the 19th. Let's say it's April 1st, since this is a April Fool's joke. And we want to soft close. Now let's talk about soft close. At April 1st at 6:30 in the afternoon, the very first item will start a countdown timer of, let's say 30 seconds, but you can set it for whatever you want. Okay.
Okay.
Once the first item goes live, it will count down 30 seconds, giving everyone basically notice that it is, the last opportunity to bid on this. It's going to, quote unquote, close and drop the hammer. Now, if you want the system to do everything on its own, we will tell it to finalize on its own. Some auctioneers like to follow along as the soft close is happening and make sure everything reaches reserve, and then they click a button on each item to finalize. Kind of like you do. Okay, go ahead.
What happens if they don't meet the reserve?
If you have it set so that the system...
I lost you for a second. I'm sorry.
That's okay. If it doesn't meet reserve, as long as you have a reserve set, the item will close without selling to the people. So it won't show up on the bidder or the consignor's paperwork because it didn't meet reserve.
Gotcha.
Okay. And
Okay.
can you, I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I understood more or less the soft close thing. Could you repeat that one more time?
Sure. If you're doing online only, not simulcast, this is just the computer doing everything, right? So let's say the bidding is open now. So we'll turn on that catalog tab. People can bid from right now up until 6:30, and that is when the very first lot number will do a final countdown of 30 seconds in this case.
Okay.
Under the soft close. So the soft close tells the computer it's going to start the countdown after 30 seconds. If it met reserve, it's going to put the high bidder, it's going to basically drop the hammer and clerk those items into that bidder's invoice and the consignor's payout statement.
Okay.
And we have the option of how long that time takes right there on the closeout time, the soft close.
Yes. Now, I will tell you, most people are 30 seconds or 60 seconds. Unless you only have 5 items and they're, $30,000 tractors or whatever, you want to keep it pretty short.
Short.
Because if you're giving them 10 days to bid ahead of time, that extra 60 seconds isn't a big deal. However,
Yeah.
if you're the high bidder and I come in and bid on an item that you were high bidder on, it's going to send you a text message that says you've been outbid. And
Okay.
and then when it does that, you have the opportunity, it'll give you a link right back in so that you can bid again. Okay? So maybe you're at work, you're not paying attention, or you're at dinner or whatever it is. It's going to remind you, hey, that you've been outbid. Okay?
Okay.
Now, one of your questions was, how do people register? So you're going to market on Facebook. You're going to do your other things. People are going to come to that front end, here where they're going to see it. Let me refresh this. because our catalog is now open for bidding. Oh, I am banned. I'll have to fix this here in a second. But on the front, I'm logged in as Richard, so we're going to have to figure out why he's banned. But, we must have clicked something. Let's go check this out. We must have clicked something while we were doing a demo before.
Everybody, when I was setting everybody up, I banned everybody from bidding online.
Yeah.
Just in case.
So
but
I'm going to
go back in there and click them back on. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I'm going to turn him on for our talk here. But yeah, that's the power of that button is it says, you can't, if you got somebody that's naughty, they buy stuff and they don't come pick it up or they don't pay or whatever it is, that's what that tool's for. So
okay.
Now we can bid. Okay. But I'm logged in. I'm known by the auction house. If I wasn't, and I went to register for that other sale we just showed, you have to go through the process. Now, normally, if you're hooked up with Stripe, the user, the bidder, would have to pay a $1 registration fee. And what that does is it puts them into your customer data. If you've never heard of these people before, it puts them into your customer database, but it also runs that credit card to kind of qualify the customer. Hey guys, can I call you right back? This brand new customer's calling me.
Hello?
I'm very sorry about that.
No, that's okay. No need to be sorry.
That was their very first sale they're having. They're just a couple hours into it and they're brand new. So,
no, I get it. I was there too.
Yeah. Okay. So, we were talking about Stripe.
Yes.
If you do not have Stripe, when you go to register for a bid number,
Mm-hmm.
For example, I'm as him. If I want to get this bid number, you see here where it asks me for a credit card.
No, sorry. My dog is sick and she pooped on the floor, so I'm cleaning it up.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Give me 2 minutes and I'll be right there.
I love that I'm recording this. It's going to go on YouTube. This is going to be great.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she got into some leftover pot roast and yeah, she's been sick all day. But it's okay. She's a lot better. Okay, I'm walking back. Alright, opening the laptop.
Now I had you.
It says waiting for the presenter to start sharing their screen.
Okay, let me open this back up again. Refresh for me one time. Oh, nope, you're there already. Okay. And how about... Huh, I clicked on it. Linnette, refresh one more time on that screen.
Sure.
There.
It says, okay, here we go.
Okay.
Got it.
You're back on. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. So, again, this is that other company's sale. When you're set up with Stripe, if I have never been to this person's auction before, it's going to prompt me for a credit card. And that basically is a measure of trust in the bidder. You know, you've got their credit card. It's not perfect. You know, if somebody was out to cheat you, they could give you a debit card or a prepaid card for, you know, something, and then their real you would have no way of tracking them. All right, but it is a tool for kind of locking out most of the riffraff. Okay.
Okay.
If you do not have Stripe set up, the system is simply going to let anybody and everybody that wants to register. So in a way, it makes it easier for people to kind of get in the habit of coming to visit your sale and bid online, but you're leaving yourself somewhat exposed for somebody if they wanted to be, if they want to bid on something up to $100 and never come pick it up and never return your calls. You don't have any real way of forcing them to pay. When you sign up with Stripe and you connect your account to Stripe for the online bidders to register, we give you the power of actually hitting the card on file for the amount of money they spent.
Okay.
One of the perks of being on Stripe.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Okay. Now, if they register as a bidder, do we get alerted, and can we assign them a permanent number?
I love that question. Let's go talk about it. So let's go to Company, Rates and Settings, under Other. No, it's under Notifications. So I can basically click this button, and every time someone registers for your auction online, you will get a text message.
Okay.
It will tell you the person's name, but not much else, just that they've registered. Okay. And so you can keep track of it. Once you create your sale and all of your cataloged items are out here, and you set the date and the soft close time and this and that, the sale pretty much does everything else. I mean, there's really nothing for you to do until the end of the sale. And just like you're doing now with your live crowd, you'll simply go through the sale. Everybody that has won items online, they'll all show up here in red. And then there's these two boxes down here. If you have credit card payments embedded with Stripe, you can send them a text message that says, hey, you won some items, please pay your bill. And it'll give them a link to pay with Stripe. A lot of times I will recommend to people, hey, put it in your terms and conditions. They have 24 hours to pay on their own. And after 24 hours, the green button will actually force their card payment through without them doing it. You actually do it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. That's the difference in these two buttons. These are both for online payments. So.
Okay.
And the bidders sign papers saying that they know about that. That's all good to go.
When they come to register, they will have to agree to your terms and conditions. And your terms and conditions that are the ones you put in that special box that I showed you a little bit ago.
Okay.
So they are agreeing to that, yes.
Okay. Now, is the only way to pay for an online auction, is it only by card? Because, we have customers that do pay cash. So do they have that option to just pay cash when they come to pick up their items?
That's up to you. So in your terms and conditions, our pickup date is, Tuesday between, now you said you're going to do Friday to Saturday. Our pickup date's Monday morning till, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you do not want, so if you're in the habit of not having Stripe available to these people, they really don't have an option to pay online. They have to come pay you at pickup with a check or cash or whatever your terms are. So of course, even if you're set up with Stripe, you can just say, all right, come and you can pay me now, or you can pay me at pickup. If you haven't paid by the time pickup is over, I'm going to run your card. You don't have to come pick up your couch you bought, but I'm still going to run your card.
Yeah.
So just make sure that's very well spelled out in your terms and conditions so people who come to bid know what's happening.
Okay. Do you have questions, baby?
It's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's clear. Now, during the auction, let's see, let's go back to, this is you. So during the sale, if you wanted to follow along on what the computer is doing behind the curtain, this button right here is going to open up this page. And actually, let's go to a different sale because we're going to use okay. So now here's the catalog we built.
Okay.
What will happen is, I'm just going to fake this. When it gets down to the actual time, the system will automatically. Well, I don't have it set for simulcast because usually there's a button here that I could activate for you, but it'll just pop up over here on the left, and you'll be able to see all of the bids that have come in and any bids that are happening in that final 30-second countdown. And then if it reaches reserve, which in this case there isn't anything, this will turn green. It'll pop up the next one, and if it doesn't meet reserve, it just stays gray. But if it's green, that means it's going to show up in their invoice and the consignor statement. Okay?
Okay.
But it happens all on its own. You simply just watch.
Okay.
All your work is ahead of time in building this list.
And
Yeah.
Joshua, like, say if we're doing this for our first time, are you kind of available just like we were with our live auction to be able to kind of help us walk through to make sure we're doing it right?
As always.
I just figured I'd ask because I know I'm going to need a question or two answered.
Now there is some bad news. For online and simulcast, we charge extra for that.
Okay.
That is 2% of any item in your catalog. Now,
Okay.
normally we cap that, but if you want to give this a try, I will cap it at $500. So you'll never pay me more than $500 for the online portion. Now, a lot of auctioneers, they'll do a live portion. You know, they'll have a huge sale, but they'll put the 10 best items that they think somebody might bid from 3 states away to come buy a tractor or trailer, whatever that might be, right?
Yeah.
When you go and you look at that sale, back to this, you will pay 2% on anything here, nothing here, but whatever goes through this. And then 48 hours after your sale, our system will take a snapshot of this amount and then charge your card on file that you use to create your auctions, the 2%. But whether it's, $10,000 or $10 million, you never pay more than at $500. Now, $500, it still seems like a lot of money for just trying it out, but you have to understand on the difference between a live sale and an online sale for expenses. For live, I train you, and you need me, and we talk a lot for the first couple weeks, and then you really don't need me anymore, right? You've got it down.
Right. Yeah.
But when you do online, instead of me working one-on-one with you, I'm working one-on-one with 608 of your customers, because what'll happen is people will try to register for your sale, and they'll have trouble with their password or whatever it is, and they'll open a support ticket, or they'll open our chat, and so we get these the amount of time that's demanded for me and my staff on online and simulcast is 100 times what it is for a live sale.
Yeah.
So, hence the reason for the difference.
I'm pretty sure your 2% is well earned.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I run on short commissions, so I understand. You do a high number of things on 2% to be able to get enough money for paying everything.
I'm glad you realize that. Yeah, it's because
don't worry, buddy.
some people are like, well, I thought it would be included into $20. No, there is so much more going on.
That's
Now,
totally understandable.
one
Yeah,
more
so
thing.
it would be the $20 plus the 2%.
That is correct.
Gotcha.
And if you're running your promo, of course those fees are still in there. If you do, you usually run the promo text, or no?
No, we only did it that first auction.
Shame on you. Shame on you. So let's see here. Here's an
We're running
example.
on small commissions too.
Pass that on to your consignor. Hey, this is advertising expense. All right, so this, I don't know if you can hear this. Probably not. Let's see. Let me take this off. All right, so this is a new company out of, let's see, I think they're out of Missouri. Now, this is a simulcast. He's actually calling to a live audience, and the online crowd is bidding as well. Let's see if I can't go back and... Okay, so here he is. This is him streaming. Actually, this is another auctioneer. I was recording this. Let's find something. I'm sorry, guys, to bounce around. So here's the auctioneer. This tab right here is what people see at home. Okay, this over here is what your page looks like behind the scenes if you were following along with all of the activity where the online bidders are coming in.
Okay.
You don't have to be live. It will do it all, but I'm trying to show you this part right here where the system is basically activating everything, and then here's a few bids, and now the clerk is actually activating this item, and she will finalize this item after it sells. Dang it. Let's go to a different page. Sorry. So when you're doing this, you're streaming to an audience at home. Your clerk will just basically click this floor bid button, which tells the people at home the bid increments have increased, so that their button to bid is, it matches this $1,800 here. So let's say they're asking $1,750, he asking $1,800 at $17,500. She can click this $25 button, and it will change this to $1,775.
Okay.
So you can kind of ebb and flow with what the auctioneer is actually asking for. That doesn't happen with online only. Whatever your increments are, the people bidding would have to follow those.
Okay.
All right.
So, real quick, Jeff, I'm setting up, actually tomorrow, I'm going to look at a building that has $1 million worth of equipment in it that the lady wants me to auctioneer. And she's gun shy about me doing an online auction with the stuff. But looking at this, it's kind of making me question if we should do that simultaneous type thing and how that would work exactly.
Like where we do a live and online at the same time.
Yeah.
It really is no big deal on your end. It really isn't. So basically, the auctioneer has a laptop in front of him. His wife is sitting right off camera right here, and she's running this page. He's got his own laptop showing basically the item, this information here, and if there was a reserve, it would put it up here. And then he's able to see all of this. So let's see if I can find something else. So he can see the people's names. So as they're bidding online, he can say, hey, Jamie, you're out. Internet's out. Stormy, you're out. He can kind of tell those people and prompt them to keep bidding because he's talking to him. Plus, people at home can actually chat with the auctioneer. They can type in a message here to say, hey, what's the milers or what's the hours on that combine or whatever it is. And then he can look down. He'll see that pop up on his screen. And then you can say, oh, yeah, in case you didn't know, the hours on this is really low. It's whatever, So there's a lot of interaction that's going here. And all you could get a $30 or $40 or $50 little webcam on a little tripod, stick it in front of the auctioneer, and you're off and running. Everything you have now will do this. You just need a little webcam, and that could be on your laptop or your iPad or whatever it is. Where you're at to what this guy's doing is, 15 minutes worth of teaching it.
Okay.
Yeah, we might need that meeting here soon.
Okay, then let me tell you one more thing. When did you have that sale?
It's not. I'm just going to do a walkthrough of it tomorrow with my partner, and then we're going to inventory it and everything. So it's still going to be at least 4 weeks out, 3 or 4 weeks out, at minimum. That's very minimum.
Okay, so I'm backpacking Europe, April and most of May.
Okay.
So what we would want to do is I'd want to sit down with you guys and really train you, run some mock sales. I will still have cell phone service there, but it could be spotty.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I would want to feel like you're well trained before I leave.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Us too.
Yeah.
I get it.
Don't go canceling your trip on us, but definitely let's do some work beforehand.
So once you get to this page where your clerk would normally run things, it's the control panel for a simulcast. you're simply going, once your computers or your camera's hooked up to that, it's one click to launch this, one click to initialize the stream, and you're going to see me, because I do have my webcam is connected to another feature. But your webcam pops up, and then you just click this button, and that makes you go live, and that's it. That's all the extra thing you got to do.
Okay, and then just me as the clerk, I would clerk things on this screen or in...
Let's go down here and turn this on. If we're talking about simulcast, let me turn that back on. Okay, so I'm going to open that up. Now I have this button, right? So when it's time to go live, Richard is giving the opening announcements. Everything's, you've got all your catalog created. You know, you've got people here that have, you know, typed in text messages to the, you know, sometimes the crowd will talk amongst themselves. It's kind of fun. But anyway, so all right, you're going to go live. You make the first item active. We don't have any bids. You're asking $1, but let's say this is a $2,000 item, and there's no bids online. Let's just say that. But the first hand in the air, you're asking for, who give me $1,000 to start this? You simply come in here and jump up to the $1,000. The system automatically knows at $1,000 bid, the next increment is $100. So Richard's like, all right, who give me 1,100? 1,100. Okay, now I can't get an 1,100. Back it back down to 1,050. Well, who give me 1,025 and go? All right, 1,025 now 1,050, 1,075. You just simply click this button, click, 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 and follow along. Okay.
Okay.
It's as easy as that. Now, he drops the hammer. Sold to whoever. You close the item. The reason for this button is because people like to wait till the last minute online and sneak in a bid at the end. Once you click that button, they're locked out.
Okay.
Then you enter your bid number that you just got, and you finalize the item, and it automatically goes to the next item. You do it all again.
Now, when you say when I click place floor bid, that's because somebody did bid. For example, right now, $15.
17.5, yeah. So people online, you'll have a whole list of bids ahead of time, but when he goes live, all the hands go in the air. You just need to keep up with the auctioneer. 17.5, $20 now, 2.5. Well, sorry, we're doing $25 increments. And you just follow along. Now you could use your space bar to follow along, or you can use the click button. Now then at the end, he's starting to ask, he's starting to beg a little bit. You give a fair warning. Everybody at home that's watching on their phone or their computer, it yells out, fair warning. And then you close that item, put in your bid number, and finalize. And it pops up the next one. Now you see here what happened. We didn't make reserve. So the system knows that.
Right.
Okay, now yellow means it's active. So we're going to go through here. The first bid that, you're asking, hey, we don't have any bids online. Who give me $50 to start this? So you type in the $50 and off you're running. Now 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 125. See, the system automatically updated based on the increments that you chose before. Nice. And so you just follow along.
Now, Joshua, how do you go about getting the online customers for the auction while you're doing the simultaneous auction? Like, how does that work? Like, picking up those customers to go live on there? If that makes sense. Like, say we have 5 people online. How do you get that to like 50 people instead of 5 people?
Well, I would use your old buddy Josh's text message feature for one.
I like what you did there.
So, but like these guys, this was their first auction. They had 153 registered bidders, and 62 of them were watching from home.
Okay.
And the system runs, knock on wood, the system ran flawless. I would recommend you go to my YouTube channel and just watch this video, because I don't really talk through this, but you can kind of see how it flows.
Okay.
But the answer to your question is I would put that sale out, 2 weeks. Give people 2 weeks to do it, and then you do all your marketing, you do your Facebook, you run your flyers, you do all the ads you're normally going to do, and then you run my promo or whatever it is, and people will come out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
If you've got...
how do you run your promo? What is that? I don't...
The text message that everybody gets, like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I'm just not very computer savvy.
Yeah.
I don't really what things are what.
Yeah, I mean that's cheap for getting eyeballs on your sale. Make sure you have all your pictures out, all your terms and conditions out before you run that or before you do any marketing. Because when they come to the site, they will they will register. I'm sure. I mean, I don't know how many items you're going to have, what the quality of those items are, but I am seeing very good results from people that are trying us out.
Now, okay, sometimes we have items that have a reserve. Let's say an item has a reserve of $500.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, Rich, we'll get really close. We'll say, it got to $475. And we'll look at the consignor, at the seller, and Rich would be like, can we do $475? And the guy would be like, yeah, let's do it. And he'll say, sold.
All
so
right.
then what do we do?
So what you're going to do, now that does require a little bit of work. Let's see, let me close this. That does require a little bit on your, so let's say it is, let's see, is this our practice auction? Yeah. Okay, so your reserve, here's an item with reserve.
Mm-hmm.
You would go ahead and clerk it with the amount that the seller and buyer agreed to pay.
Okay.
Even though the system is going to think it didn't sell, you simply go through here to your edit. Now, I would recommend maybe you send a note back to your cashier or something and just say, hey, drop the reserve on lot 2 to 150. And then they just go in here and edit the reserve down to 150. Where's it at? Over here. Well, in this case, I think we were at $35. For an example, it saves it automatically, and now that item will close. So it's still gray. We got to make it active and then finalize it, and now it's green because it's sold. So there is a little bit of a, you got to click this, and this to do that, but it can be done.
Okay. And what about no sale fees?
So you can turn on the ability to run no sales, and then there's a quick link button here. If you're not going to sell an item, you just type in, and it'll go to the next item in the list, the next lot in the list. And if you have no sale fees set up, it'll automatically do that. Which you do, but you'd probably want it to be something different for that kind of big money stuff.
Okay.
I know I'm throwing a lot at you here, but
no, I followed everything. It's great information.
It's not complicated. It's just there's a few things that you got to get down before you go live doing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I mean, you could if you think you're going to do this, pick up a $50 cheap webcam on one of those little tripod stands, and you could literally stream your auctions, even if you're not having it online, to practice. Get your camera going, talk to the crowd. People can watch from home. That functionality will still work, even though you're not doing it online. You're just kind of letting the crowd see you. Right?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. That's cool too.
Yeah.
So in the very front, let's see. I kind of want to do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so say if I start doing the live auction and can we run the online auction like you were saying earlier, say for 5 days, and then start the live auction too?
Yes.
So that stuff can already have bids for 5 days on it?
Yeah, that's the norm. Your online people are bidding for a week ahead of time, and then when you go live with each item, you've got 20, 30 bids ahead of time. that you're starting out.
And we can start with those bids where they're at, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can, unless, you've got a $50 item on something you know is going to bring 500. You can ignore the online bids because they're just not enough. And that's when you would type in whatever your first live bid is. If you know it's going to bring hundreds of dollars, all right, who give me 100 to start this? And then you just type in the 100 and it leapfrogs above all of your online, and you just click that button to keep going. And a lot of times you may want to retrain yourself a little bit. People are bidding online. Before you drop the hammer, you might say, all right, online, you got, going, bid now if you're going to, and then drop it. So you have to kind of retrain yourself a little bit to think about that. Make sure you're looking down at your screen. By the way, your screen will flash yellow or green as bids come in. Yellow is for a floor bidder, which is that yellow happens because your clerk is clicking the button. But a big green flash is an online bid. So that you need to think about that as the same as your ringman yelping in your ear.
Yeah. I went through that when we went to school.
Okay.
That's how things normally go on online stuff, is like it turns red and green.
The 2% that y'all charge is 2% of our commission or 2% of our sales?
The hammer price.
Okay.
It's 2% of the hammer price. So, what is that? $10,000 is going to be $200.
Okay. This is all good information. I'm trying to think if I have any other questions.
Well, we can have another little powwow like this and go in a couple little mock auctions before you go to right?
Sure, absolutely. Anytime, every night. Text me, call me. We can do this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no problems.
Yeah, because I'm meeting with another guy tomorrow about doing selling 5 different properties for him and all the contents in them and stuff, and he's got some really high-end furniture that would not sell high-end around here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking the furniture that we have plus the furniture that he has would make a pretty decent online furniture auction.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ways customers use online only is if you walk into a house and you're like, this stuff, it'll sell, but it's not worth my time to haul it to my auction barn. You leave it sit right where it's at. You take pictures of everything. If he's got a broom closet with some mops and cleaning supplies, you open the closet, you take a picture, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
And you walk through the house. You never lift a finger. Everything sells, and then you just schedule a noon to 5 2 days after the auction to come pick it up. They do all the handling.
Yeah.
Your marketing is what's important. The system is doing all the work, and then the customer picks up and does all the labor. That is what is probably the most common online sale, is that way. Yeah.
Okay.
When are you going to Europe?
April 8th through May 22nd.
Okay.
So real quick, here is a video I made. This is Shaver out of northern Indiana. That's ugly. Let's turn that down a little bit. But I made this for them. I actually went out there, got my drone, and let's see, I was going to show, because these were like some of the first people that were doing. Okay, here's a perfect example. See this little webcam?
Mm-hmm.
This is his auctioneer monitor. And
I've seen them online.
Say again?
I've seen them online.
You've seen Shavers? Okay. Yeah, they're a big company. But here's the clerk using that tool, and then the his thing. So I don't know if it's going to flash here as you are watching, but maybe not. Anyway, so it doesn't take much to go from what you're doing now to running online, especially online. You could do that now, right this second. But you need a webcam and maybe another laptop for yourself just to catch all of those bids that are going to come in while the sale's happening.
So would an iPad be able to work for me as the auctioneer, and like like an iPad sitting in front of me, would that be able to work or no?
I probably.
Because
We have another laptop.
For me, it wouldn't really be as much entering.
Yeah, you won't click on a thing. It's simply just a screen for you.
Yeah, for me, it'd just be visual.
So technically, we wouldn't need a cashier or anything like that for an online auction.
Correct.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
you would need, but your work in setting it up. So let's say it's 100 items. Well, I saw you saw me create the catalog with those 3 items. It's not long, but you're doing a lot of work on the front end,
Right.
and then the system takes it from there.
Right. And if we did, it's okay, babe, because we have that other laptop that we don't use. Yeah.
Cashier, we still have that.
Well, if we did a live in conjunction with an online, we got that other one we can use. All right. Great.
Yeah,
So,
thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
Question. Especially right before I go to this meeting, 2 different meetings with 2 different clients tomorrow.
Yeah, well, get those auctions, man.
Oh yeah, man, and the one is it's $1 million worth of factory equipment, and
Yeah, you definitely want to have that available for people across the country.
oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. And she's kind of weary. The lady that owns it, that's running it for it, that's wanting me to come do it. She's weary of online stuff, but the way you set it up, we can make it very specific as far as people coming to get it and that kind of stuff. Like we can set the parameters to how it's done, so that me feel more comfortable. I can explain it to her.
What is her concern? Do you know specifically?
It's mostly she doesn't want people wanting us to ship it to them because it's big, and she doesn't want to have to freight it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just put that in your terms and conditions.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna tell her is like we can make it the parameters we want to, the terms and conditions.
So this is a similar example. These guys, they took lot 1, 2, 3, and 4 just to go over their buyer's premium, the payment information, the auction pickup time. They wanted there to be no doubt what the rules were.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's cool that we can do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then that way you have to see the first 4 lots of the auction.
Exactly, and it will run through all those, as an online. So this is another thing I didn't show you. Once you create a lot, every single lot gets this nice bidding page where you can see all the extra pictures and the details, and if there was a video, it would be right here as well. I'm not trying to keep you much longer, but let me do one more real quick. Let me go to this other guy.
You're good, because I'm big on that stuff. Like, Linnette handles all of the computer stuff, but I handle all of the advertising. And I'm big on pictures and information and stuff, so, like, that's cool to see.
Yeah, so I was, let's see, show close eyes. I am showing that. Can I? All right, it won't give me that because these are closed. It won't give me that, but let me see, is it back here? Yeah, let's go back down here and find it again. This is a good example. So it is a very nice page, and what you could do is you could take this link and put it in some of your advertising.
Like on Facebook and stuff?
Exactly, to bring it right back here. Or better yet, put this link here, and it'll bring it straight to the sale page, and then they can see all this.
Yep.
Nice.
So, and it even tracks, like you and I are not on the same time. Oh, you and I are on the same time, but these guys and I are not on the same time. So it knows where I'm at versus when the auction is going to start on their time. And, just try to keep everything organized as possible.
What state are you in?
I'm in Indiana.
Oh, okay. I know.
We're still Eastern, though.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I have a bunch of screens here, and I'm monitoring this other auction that they're running. They seem to be doing just fine. They've called me about 4 times, but I think they're getting it. So.
Good.
Cool.
So, all right. Well, listen, if you guys think of anything else, don't hesitate. I am going to put this out on YouTube, so you could come back and watch it again if you wanted to.
Sure, that'd be great. Thank you.
All right, guys, have a good night.
Hey, Joshua, how late is too late to contact you? Like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock?
I mean, if I'm awake, I don't mind. If I don't answer, it's just because I was snoring. You know?
Okay, so it doesn't bother you if we message in, it's too late and you just don't hear it?
Right, not at all. You're not bothering me at all because it happens every single night.
Yeah,